Well, welcome everyone to How to Get Seller Leads with Remine and a Door Hanger. Prior classes are recorded at gmarino.valuedlender.com. For those of you that are here for the first time or any repeats, let's just refresh your memory. The website is right here. It's the gmarino.valuedlender.com. And down here where it says recorded realtor marketing classes, if you click on it, you're going to see it's got everything from class 1 all the way to class 8, how to conduct the perfect open house, which we had last week. There's Facebook in here, and one of my favorite classes is class number 2, how to win every expired listing. Okay. Heading back to our agenda here. This class assumes that you have a free agent marketing account. Again, you can claim yours at the same website, gmarino.valuedlender.com. Again, if you go to that gmarino site, and to the left here of the recording is the open your free agent marketing account. When you click on it, you just scroll down on the right-hand side here. There's going to be this create an account button. Click it, follow the prompts, and you'll have a free account. Again, the reason I want you to go through the gmarino site is that normally you're going to get charged typically about $149 a month, for this type of software. It is absolutely free when you go through my sponsored account. So feel free to use it. Feel free to open up your own free agent marketing account. Heading back to the agenda. Today we're going to take a look at what's called a low-tech effective strategy to get more seller leads. Is anyone thinking of selling in the next 12 months? What I mean by that is your pipeline doesn't necessarily have to be people that are going to be putting their house on the market in the next 30 days. I think we would all be very happy if we could start filling up our pipelines with people that were thinking about or planning for retirement, planning on moving out of state, downsizing, and those plans were going to be into effect within the next 12 months. So again, a lot of what we're going to be finding here today is finding people that could be in that mode of retiring, moving, downsizing, and we're to start staying in front of them and becoming, having relationships with those people. So again, today, I think what we want to do is focus on how can we become laser focused on people that might have a high probability of selling. I mean, we could, as our agenda says, we could spend money on a mailing list. We could rifle out hundreds of postcards to neighborhoods. We could spend money on postage, or we could just open up our Remine account. And with our Remine, as you know, it's a free account. It's a free service within your MLS. And what we're going to do is we're going to find homeowners with a high probability of selling or a high interest rate. And some people can say, hey, Glenn, why are we even looking at people with a high interest rate? What does that got to do with selling? Well, it's my belief, and you guys can tell me whether you think otherwise, but it's my belief that if somebody has a high interest rate, and I'm talking somebody who has an interest rate of 5% or higher, I mean, we're in an interest rate environment where people are getting rates in the 3s, right? So why in the world would you, unless you're living under a rock, would you be hanging on to a 5%, 5.5%, a 6% interest rate? Well, the only reason you'd be hanging on to it is because you know that on a refinance, it's going to cost you about $2,000, and that you need to at least stay in the house for about 2 years minimally for most refinances to break even, to pay yourself back savings for that $2,000 that it cost you to refi. But what if your plan is, I'm not staying? What is it if I'm not staying in the house for a period of 2 years? Well, that's when we want to introduce ourselves to them, that they have a possibility and a probability of they haven't refinanced because they're thinking of selling in the next 12 months, let alone 12 to 24 months. Now, obviously, there is going to be a select group of people. They're holding on to a high interest rate because they've lost a job, or one of the borrowers has lost a job, or they've had a bankruptcy, or something along those lines that makes them non-financeable. They can't get financing now. Okay, no marketing strategy is 100% foolproof, but there's going to be a higher percentage of people that are holding on to high interest rates and not refinancing because they just feel like, this is not worth it to me. I've got plans of moving, downsizing, and I'm not going to spend the time and the money, going through a refinance. So we're going to take a look at that. Once we've identified those people that either have the high probability of selling or have a high interest rate, we're going to create a sample property website, and we're going to do that here. Or you're going to use an existing listing or sold, and that's going to be our sample that we're going to be putting onto a door hanger. Because then what we're going to do is we're going to create a door hanger, and again, we're creating in class today, that showcases your marketing tools. The marketing tools are going to be your property website, your virtual tour, your mobile application, your 9 different brochures. You're going to be able to showcase this and get the people thinking about you. Then what you're going to do is you're going to get a cup of coffee and you're going to walk your neighborhood delivering these door hangers. And in this class today, I've got a partnership offer to you that if you identify these people in your Remine account, if you send in to us, to Glen Marino, the Remine report, it's a 1-page report, you send it in, we'll create the door hangers for you. You then can go out and deliver the door hangers, and from there, let's see if we can't get you some more business. Then what we're going to do in this class today is we're going to send some what I call follow-up or drip materials that are included. When you see, there's going to be about 6 different drip pieces that we're going to create today. Plus, when we do the door hangers, there's 2 to a page. And what we're going to do there is we're going to only deliver 1, and then we're going to have a second one that we can, at a later date, 2 weeks later, go back out and rehang it on the door just as a reminder. And then obviously we're going to monitor our prospecting efforts in a master lead sheet. So let's get started with with actually showing how this all comes together. So here's a couple of Remine strategies. The first one is called the sell or refinance strategy. So homeowners have been in their homes for more than 5 years. They have equity in their home, and there's an interest rate that they have that's above 5%. One of the reasons someone would hold on to the high interest rate because they have plans in the next couple of years to sell, to down, to move. If it costs them $2,000 to refinance, it makes no sense to refi as they're planning on selling in the short term. So to take advantage of the strategy, you need to log into your Remine account. From there, we're going to type in a zip code. We're going to go to the mortgage rate, and we're going to put in a minimum rate of at least 5%. No need for a maximum. We're going to click on the hourglass for the mortgage age, and we're going to put in that the mortgage has been at least 5 years old. And then what we're going to do is we're going to zoom in to see these blue dots that appear. The blue dots identify the households in that zip code that meet your criteria. Then if we click on any blue dot, then an address will pop up, and we'll be able to then click the print button for that particular address, and it prints the 1-page public report within Remine. From that public report, if you want to do a partnership with us, you can create your door hangers. Then deliver the door hangers as they become your business card. It shows them the property website. It shows them the text message number of their home. It shows them the different brochures that you've already created for them. So you're going to show the homeowner the sample property website in your mobile app and your different brochures. This is what you could be doing for them should they decide to sell and list with you. You are on one side of the door hanger, and you're going to see that we're on the other side of the door hanger if you're in partnership with us, as we offer a refinance to them if they truly are staying and they truly have not taken advantage of lowering that high interest rate. It becomes a win-win for both of us. So let's take a look at, let's log into Remine and do what we talked about here. So let's go over here to, I'm logged into, if it still has me logged in, great. I'm logged into the MLS. Okay, and so in order to get these guys out of my way. In order to get to Remine, does everybody see this little button up here in the upper right corner? When you click on it, it's your Tools button within the MLS. Click on Tools, and then what you're going to see is the second one down says Remine, Public Records and Prospecting. Click on it. And when you do, it's going to open up Remine. And once it loads, I'm going to get rid of some of my previous filters that I have up here. So I want to show you how we get to the blue dots that we want to take a look at. So the first thing it said to do is up here in the search box, it says you can put an address, a city, a zip. I like doing zip codes because, again, when you think about it, you can start mining a neighborhood where you want to become known as the go-to realtor. I wouldn't be all over the place. Start focusing on, start branding yourself in a particular neighborhood. So today I live in 60502, so I'm going to put in 60502. When I type it in, Remine comes back and says you want zip code 60502. I click on it and it puts it up here in the tray as being one of my filters. And then you can see in the yellowing, it shows all the different, first it shows 60502, the zip code, and it shows how many housing units are in that particular zip code. But I don't want to look at everybody. We said then the second thing we wanted to do is look at, let's go over here and let's start looking at, since this is, get this out of my way, what I want to do is I want to start looking at the mortgage rate. So let's click on mortgage rate and set in our outline. Again, I'm going to be sending the outline to you guys so you have the instructions. It says put in a minimum of 5%. Okay, and no need for a max and just hit apply. Okay, so now I've got zip code 60502 and anybody with a mortgage rate that's 5% or greater. And then it said, get me a mortgage rate. Let's blow this back up again. Let's get a mortgage rate by going to the hourglass that's at least 5 years old. I mean, somebody that just moved into their home within the last 2 to 3 years is not interested in selling and is not necessarily interested in refinancing. So let's do a mortgage age. And again, minimum is 5 years, and let's hit apply. Okay. And with that, then let's now take our little plus and minus sign here and let's start to zoom in so that we can start to see households in 60502. In the form of little blue dots. So let's continue to zoom in. And we're starting to see, where we've got opportunities where we can kind of zoom in and take a look. I'm just going to back it out just a little bit. Okay. You can see that we've got some pockets of 16 of them here, 21 of them here, 3 here, 4 there. So, I mean, let's go after some where, we've got some opportunity. So again, I'm going to zoom in so I see the blue dots. Let's click on one of the blue dots down here. Let's just see what this one, we click on the blue dot. On the right-hand side, you see that this one starts to roll up. And again, why is this? Let's take a look at it. If we click on that address there, it'll open up the details for us. And what I like here is, notice it says it's owner occupied, so there's no corporate ownership. It tells us the address of the property. It tells us that this house has a mortgage on it, originally $300,000, taken out in 2010. It says that these people have equity of $252,000. Let's see if they've got the estimated value per Remine is 450. That 300,000, the balance is now about 198,000. Thus, the equity is about 252,000. They do have an interest rate of 5%. Again, this, if we go then down to, let's say, property history, we can see that there was a trustee's deed back in 1995 in which the buyer was Lori Hahn. We then have a mortgage that Hahn took out back in 1997. So these people have been in this place since 1995, they've been in this place for 25 years. Thus, I believe that's how Remine is basically saying, okay, this is a property in which the people have been in here for quite some time. It's possible that they may be interested after 25 years in the same neighborhood, that they would be interested in possibly selling. So again, in order to create I'm going to call it this really cool door hanger, what we do is we would just click this print button here. When you click on print, it then says you can then print this record. You hit the print button again, it's going to create a PDF. And the PDF then can be brought up and it can be sent to me, or you can print it and use it to create then your door hanger. So here it is down here. Let's click on it. And you can see that they've owned this, they've owned it for 24.6 years. We said 25, so we're real close. We can see their address. It gives us, a lot of great information that we would need, in order to talk intelligently to them. But again, I think Remine's logic is if somebody's been in a property for 25 plus years, there's the possibility and the probability that they might be interested in selling. Again, if not with a rate of 5%, they should be thinking about refinancing. So let's just take a look at how we would create a sample door hanger that we could then put this, we'd say this is one of them that we'd like to go out and put a door hanger on, that we'd like to see if they're interested in selling. How do we create the sample door hanger? So again, what we're going to do is come over here to our Word document, and the template looks like this. Notice these circles up here, they come already punched out. They come from Avery Label. You can go to Amazon, I'd say Amazon, and you can buy Avery, it's 16 150s, 16150, 16 150s, and you'd be able to buy these. There's 2 to a page, they're perforated in the middle, so you just pull them apart and you've got 2 door hangers. And the door hanger basically says this: hey, selling in the next 12 months? Check out the marketing materials I've already created for this seller. And so you've given them a website to go to. You're giving them a text, the mobile application, text this to 79564. 79564 is the computer in California where Agent Marketing holds all of the property websites. So when somebody texts either a number or a literal, there's a literal, to the 79564, it downloads the full property website into a smartphone. Obviously, we're going to put your business card in here. We're going to put a picture of a really cool property. And then what we're going to do is we're going to say, hey, give your home great exposure. We're going to give you your own property website, your home's own mobile application. We're going to post your home into the major realty and social media sites. Would you like to know what your home is worth? Let's cross-sell them. Maybe they're not ready to sell yet. Maybe they just want to know what their home is worth. But this way you can start a relationship. If they click on this link, or in essence, if they put this link into their browser on their computer, it's going to take them to what is your home worth within agent marketing. And I'll show that to you in a second. And then thinking of selling, call who, call you, call Jake, call Rob, call Dan, and put in your phone number. So let's create this. So what we're gonna do is you have to go to agent marketing. And let's just see where agent marketing is open here. Here's agent marketing. That's my property website. Let's open up agent marketing. So let's go to agent marketing. Let's log in. I'm going to use my friend Aaron. I don't know if Aaron's with us today. Once we're logged in, I'm going to go to one of the agent's accounts, and today I'm going to use Aaron. There she is. She's with HomeSmart. Let's log into her account. And again, we're going to use, you'll see in one of her properties, she's got a sold property down here, 2023 Prairie Rose Lane. We'll use that as a sample. It's a very nice piece. A couple of things. You either, Rob at the very beginning of this presentation said that if you guys have your MLS number for any of your listings, you can put that into agent marketing. Will automatically create the property website for you. So if you have a listing, great. Put in the MLS number, it'll automatically create the property website for you. If you want to see how to manually create it, go to class number 2, how to win every expired listing. We walk through manually in that class how to create a property website step by step by step. Let's say you're on the line here and you say, well, Glenn, I don't have any listings. Well, then what you do is you go to your broker owner, or you look at all your other agents in your office and you say, who's got listings? Remember, listing agents want their property sold for cash as soon as possible. If I was a listing agent and I had 5 or 6 listings and you came up to me and said, hey, Glenn, can I advertise your listing at 123 Main Street for free? I will put it into social media sites. I'll create a property website. I'll put a sign writer out in front. I will help to market, to find buyers for that listing. And by the way, Glenn, it's free. I'm not asking, you don't have to pay anything for me to advertise it for free. Well, with that, I'd say, well, that sounds like a great deal for Glenn. So go get another agent's listing as being the one that you would use to create your sample. Once you've got it created, like we have here for Prairie Rose, let's open it up. And the first thing on that door hanger is we're looking for what is the name of the website. Well, when you open up this beautiful HomeSmart Realty Group property website, there's Erin's picture and her description from the MLS and all the great stuff. All we have to do is up here, in fact, let me move that down. Let's take the property website out of the browser up here. Let's copy it. Let's go back to our door hanger. Okay, and again, I like the bolding. I like the red. So what I'm going to do is I don't want to delete the whole thing, because then I'll get rid of all the fonting and the bolding and the red. So I'm going to delete most of it, and I'm going to backspace out everything but the first little H. They'll keep everything in the same font size and the same color. So then I'm going to paste. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of that extra little H. Boom. Now it says 2023 Prairie. Okay. Then it says, what is the text? What is the mobile application that I can give to this client to show, once again, showcase my techie capability of marketing? Well, in this case, Jake Kiltz had changed the number to a literal called Brainerd. Let's take a look at what our dear friend Erin has for her property on Prairie Rose. So again, let's go back to agent marketing. And if we looked at any of her brochures, I guess, again, we can take a look at the brochure. Let me get this down below. Or we can go back here to, if I go here to Prairie Rose, back to the page with all of her listings, you're going to see that her text number is 310-5700. So she, like here, she changed it to Thackeray, which was the name of the street. So you can do either one, name of the street, or just leave the random number that the computer assigns to it for your mobile app. So it's 310-5700. So let's go back to our hanger, to our door hanger. And this becomes 310. It's so easy to just backspace it out because it's a Word document, 310-5700. Pretty easy. Okay, the next thing is you can see this is Jake Kilt's business card. We want Aaron's business card, or in your case, you want your business card. So, and again, once we create the master template, you can print off 100 of these. You can print for every one of those Remine prospects. We can print one of these. So again, we're just trying to create the master for you. You're going to save it, and then you're going to be able to print and print and reprint. So now let's figure out how to get Aaron's business card in there. So what we're going to do is go back to agent marketing. Let's go to the full property website. Okay, cool. We're going to go to brochures. So of all the tabs up on top, go to brochures. And if we look at the brochure, she's got some beautiful interior photos, etc. She's got a QR code. But what she has down here is there's her business card at the bottom. I use JING, okay? If you guys don't have JING on your computer, I recommend you go to Google and look up or search for the JING project. I use it every single day. If you decide not to use JING, then go down here in the left corner and by the start button, and most PCs have they have a screen capture software called Snippet that you can use, which acts very much like JING. The reason I like JING a little bit better is you can actually do a video of 5 minutes. So if you ever had a document or something on your screen and you wanted to talk about it to a client or to a coworker, you could capture it in video. So anyway, let's go back here to JING. Let's do the capture. I'm going to bring it down here. It's always upper left to lower right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to frame Aaron, her business card. And let's capture it. And then let's go back over here and let's copy it. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go back over here to our door hanger. And where we see Jake here, we're going to right click and we're going to paste. Okay, and we now have Aaron in there. And again, you can see that Aaron's card is, there's let's click on Aaron. There's her picture. If we wanted to make it a little bit bigger, we can just stretch it a little bit. But it looks like it fits very nicely in there. So leave it alone. So now we've got that. Now we want a picture of the front of the house. The front of the house being 2023 Prairie Rose. Because again, if somebody either goes to that website or texts this number to 79564, they're going to get the full property website in their phone. So let's put in the picture of Prairie Rose. So what we do is we go back here to agent marketing. What we're going to do now is we're going to go to the full property website. And we're going to go to the photo gallery. And at the photo gallery, what we're going to do is we're looking for the picture of the front of the house right here. Nice, big, beautiful home, isn't it? So let's now right click. Let's copy the image. Copy it. And then let's go back over here because again, we're going into Word, a Word document. The door hanger is a Word document. And Word is a copy and paste machine. So once again, go to your door hanger. And when you left click, you see the sizers come out just for the picture that's in there now. Right click and paste. Okay, and obviously it's too big for that size. So again, you left click, And you'll see that here's your sizers over here. Start making it a smaller picture that it fits inside. Let's get this guy out of here. Let's continue to left click it. Bringing it until we get it in the frame. Okay. I'm going to repaste it in there. Okay. Let's delete that photo. Let's paste in our new one. Let's now bring it in. The reason I wanted to repaste it is it put an embedded blank in there, and I didn't like that embedded blank. So all I'm doing is just bringing it into where it fits in perfectly within the frame. And another pull and another pull. Okay, and with that, it looks great within the frame. So then down here, we have give your home great exposure, your property website, your home's own mobile, your home's posted into major realty and social sites. Want to know what your home is worth? Well, let's find what your home is worth by going to this site. Well, this is Jay Kilt's site. What is your site, or what is Aaron Boviel's site? You go back over here to Agent Marketing, and what you're going to do is you're going to go back to your home page. And what you're going to do is here's where you're going to be able to, on the left-hand side, under what's called personal, under personal websites, on the right-hand side, there's going to be seller lead websites. They all go to the same place. Again, if you sign up for your free account, typically we ask that you sign up and that your login is your first initial, your last name, or at least your first name and last name, either one. And then this marketing analysis, neighborhood report, or CMA report all go to the same place. I happen to say that most people don't know what CMA report is. We do in the industry. Neighborhood report, maybe, but market analysis is more along the lines of what people might think of, okay, you're going to give me a market analysis to help me understand what my home is worth. So when you click on market analysis, this is what comes up. Do you know what the value of your home is? And there's 3 screens. If you walk people through what is the street address, they ask for what is the I want to email you the report, what's your email, and then what is your name, and is there any additional information we should know that you've improved the house to help us come up with a proper valuation. 3 screens, they're done. Every time they hit the submit button in the green here, you, the realtor, get an email and a text message knowing someone's looking for a CMA report. Kind of cool. So anyway, it says here it's E. Boviel Market Analysis Report. You can copy it. You then go back to your door hanger. And again, the only thing that's really changing here is from Jake Kilt's, it's going to be E. Boviel. So what I'll do is I'll just put my cursor down here. I'll backspace out Jake and I'll put in E. Boviel. And now she's got her link in there. And then thinking of selling, well, let's call Aaron. Oop. Thinking of selling, call, and let's get the cursor right by Jake there. Back out Jake, type in Aaron, and then let's get Aaron's phone number, and she's right up here, 624-0853. So again, put your cursor over here, backspace out Jake's phone number, and you're at 624, and then you're at 0853. Okay, now that you've got the left side done, it's just really a matter of just copy and paste. So if you then came over here and you said, okay, this is the name of the website that I want, copy it, come over here. I would take out everything except for, like you say, the last little H. I'd paste it. I take out the little H. I've also got an extra space there. Then this is so easy to do. Brainerd becomes 310-5700. Aaron's card, when you click inside this, you can see the sizers come out. So the computer's only going to pay attention to what's inside the sizers. If you go ahead and left click, copy it, then left click over here by Jake, right click and paste. Now you got Aaron in here. If you now take this picture here of the house, left click, copy it, then left click, bring the sizers out for this picture, right click, paste. You now have the picture there. And once again down here, it's pretty easy. Just take out Jake Kiltz, put in Ebovio, and then once again, take out Jake, and we can put in Aaron, and we can put in her phone number, which is the 624-0853. Okay, so now we've got this beautiful door hanger that we can now use for, and I'm saying you could easily, by zip code, easily get 25 a week of homes that have high interest rates, that are, that have not refinanced, that people have been in the houses for many years and possibly are thinking of selling. You would be distributing these out into the neighborhood. Now, the backside of this, because if they're not selling in the next 12 months or thinking of selling, then they should be thinking of refinancing. So if you partner up with us and you print out that Remine report, when you're hitting the print button, it's a one-page report. If you send that into us, we'll print 25 door hangers a week for you if necessary, and you send them out. But the backside then of the door hanger is going to look like this. So the backside will say not selling, question mark, then refinance that high interest rate. Call us today, lower interest rate, shorten the term, drop the PMI, consolidate the home equity, pay off the credit cards, get some cash out. They can use our online mobile app for them to get started. So again, kind of a cool thing. You'll be able to, again, going back to Remine, you'll be able to identify. Let's get Remine back here. You'll be able to identify, let's return to the MLS. You'll be able to identify as many of these as you want. You saw that we had multiple people just in a very short area there. I was way too long, so let's go in and re-log in. And let's log in here. And they can reset their password later. And again, remember, Remine is up here in the tools area, so click Remine. Second one down. And let's take a look at the filters. And our filters are still there. The mortgage age of 5+ years. The rate is 5%. It's zip code 60502. Let's clear all filters and start because it's not. Let's go to 60502. It's going to be our zip code. And again, let's go on to the second strategy because we're going to again use zip code 60502. Except in the second strategy, we're just looking for people that have a high probability of selling. Now again, this goes back to the thought that we started with, and we said, well, we could do postcards to the whole neighborhood. We could spend a lot on mailing lists. We could spend a lot of money on postage, or we could be laser focused. If Remine says somebody has a high probability of selling, why not introduce ourselves to them? So again, when you come down here, there's something called a sell score. So instead of going after the high interest rate and somebody who's got a mortgage over 5 years, now what we're doing is strategy number 2 is let's just go after those people that have a sell score. And when we click on it, there's low, medium, and high. I'm not sure there's anybody on this class here today that wants to look at someone who has a low probability or medium probability. Everybody wants to look at who's got a high probability of selling. You click on it and you hit apply. And when you do, you can see that there is 107 opportunities here, 106 opportunities here, 12. There's a lot of opportunities. So why don't we, at least on a weekly basis or every couple of weeks, why don't we go out and introduce ourselves to people in the neighborhood that we want to be known as the go-to realtor, is having these really cool tools, high-tech tools, in order to give their home great exposure in the internet. So again, let's start taking a look at zeroing in by clicking on the plus sign, zooming in. Let's start taking a look at some of these. Zoom in a little more till we get some blue dots. Very cool. Okay, so let's take a look at some of these that have some blue dots. So let's take a look over here. We got a blue dot here and a blue dot here. So let's take a look at this one here. We click on it. It comes back and says that's 1200 Radford Drive in Aurora, $651,000. High probability of selling. Again, I'm going to assume that it has a high probability, and we'll see it when we click on it, that there's probably little to no mortgage. They've been in the house for a long time, and they might even have a senior exemption on their taxes. All of that can be found in this Remine report. So, it's possible that these people, might be thinking of downsizing, of moving out of state, moving to a warmer climate, semi or retiring. So let's just click on it. And we click on the address. Why are we having, let's say, continue with Remine. Okay, here is our property. And it's 1200 Ratliff. Let's take a look at what we can learn from this. This one may not be the best one for us. It's corporate ownership. This is probably a, we've got so many opportunities. You can go after corporately owned properties. Possibly they would, be interested in having you list their property. But in my opinion, a lot of these, corporations that own them, they have their own marketing arms. So let's not make it hard, let's make it easy. Let's go back and let's get a different one off the map. Let's get out of this one. Continue with Remine. And Remine is having a little bit of problems because our filter is 60502. And we're all over the place here. So let's go back to 60502. And let's make sure that we have our cell score is still in there. Okay, so let's blow this up again. And you can see the pockets, you know, where these high probabilities are located. Let's take a look down here. Here's one. You have to actually click the blue dot itself. You can't pick the area. You got to click on the blue dot. It moves the address up. This one, let's click on it. Oop, let's see if this is the right one. Okay. Okay, 1140 Radcliffe Drive in Aurora. Let's click on it. This one I like a lot better. This one says it's occupied, it's not corporate ownership. Very good. Built in 1991. It says that it's worth $679,000. It says that they have a mortgage of about $689,000. It says that, let's see what else we can glean from this. Let's go to the property history. No history on this one. All right, well, this one has, again, it has a high rate of 7.65. Perhaps, again, Remine is also using the logic we had in the first strategy of, that these people should have refinanced. If they're not refinancing, then there's possibility that they're in the process of thinking of selling. Let's go find another one here. So if we go over here to this little blue dot here, so it's a high probability of selling at 1370 Cranbrook. Let's click on it. Another one that I like, it says it's owner occupied, there is no corporate ownership. Very good. It says they have $429,000 worth of equity. I like that. That means there's no mortgage. Okay. So it means also, notice here, tax exemptions, that they have a senior exemption. Well, that means that they're older like me. So that means that, yeah, this is somebody that has, we scroll down, the value is 429, the equity is 429. You go to the property history. They don't have much of a history there. Mortgage, none. Well, again, I kind of like this. There's no mortgage. They've got a senior exemption. Let's see if we can see how long these people have owned it. I'm not sure that I'm finding it real quickly, but this would be one in which they would have a high probability of selling because they're seniors, there's a senior exemption, and there's no mortgage on the property. Now, my guesstimate is that they've owned this thing for 25 plus years if they have no mortgage on it. So what you would do is your front of your door hanger is once again going to look like what we did for Aaron. thinking of selling in the next 12 months, check out our marketing materials. You'd be printing something like this out. They would have the capability of going to this website, seeing the full property website. They'd also have the ability to text and have the full property website downloaded into their smartphone. They'd also be able to get an idea of what their home is worth or reach out and call Aaron directly. Now, the backside for those that are thinking of selling, well, they must be thinking of buying then. You got to live someplace. So maybe they're downsizing. If they're staying within Illinois, and even if they're not, we can still help them because, again, we're nationwide type lenders. But let's just take a look at what the backside of the door hanger would look like. So if we come over here, and it would say something like this, selling, well, then you must be buying. Get pre-approved for free today. You're upgrading, you're downgrading, you're buying. Get pre-approved, it's easier, it's free, it makes you a stronger buyer. Start now, calculate your payments, upload your documents, get started instantly. This is in the event that, again, you want to do a partnership. This is in the event that you want to go back to Remine, and if you were interested in, this would be one of your selected ones that you'd like to put a door hanger out there, you would then come over here to this print button. And again, it would give you another print screen. You hit print twice is what I'm trying to say. You'll hit print, you hit print again. It gives you the one-page report within Remine. You're going to send those one-page reports to me, and then my team will prepare your door hangers. You'll pick them up, and you'll go distribute them. So there's two strategies here. Anybody with a high probability of selling, and you can see there's literally a couple hundred just in this small zip code that I've got here. What if I moved over to the next zip code, either to the north, to the south, to the east, to the west? I would pick up some more potential clients. But is marketing a one and done situation? If you think that, okay, I'm going to put a door hanger out there and let's see how well my phone rings, you might be disappointed. Marketing is something that you have to repetitively put in front of people. I would take all of these opportunities to possibly get sellers, get listings of people that are probably, have the high probability of selling or have high interest rates and have not refinanced, should be thinking of selling. I would be putting them onto a master lead sheet. And a master lead sheet can look something like this, where you're going to put in their name, because the name is actually in the Remine report. The address, where'd you get it from? Well, from Remine. And then what you're going to do is, if you get their phone number, like some of you have subscriptions to Spokio and other white pages, you can get their phone numbers to make contact with them. But I would at least keep track of what date did you deliver the door hanger. And then what we're going to do is let's talk about drip material, and then a possible call, and then 2 more drip pieces and another call, and then 2 more drip pieces and another call. So I think if you were to give your potential seller the opportunity to be constantly reminded that you're the high-tech realtor in this neighborhood, and all you're gonna have to do is mail out these drip pieces to the address. You already have the address. You put a door hanger out there. You have a master lead sheet with all the addresses. You would create these types of drip pieces. Let me show you what they look like. All the images are going to come from the seller's email. It's a section within agent marketing. I'm going to show that to you in a second because we're going to create these for Aaron's property. So it says virtual tour. Remember, if you're thinking of selling, I'll create a beautiful virtual tour of your home. Take a tour of this home, check out the virtual tour that I've created for this homeowner. Click the link below, watch it come to life. You got a link, got an image, and you said, hey, may I please have 30 minutes of your time to show you all the marketing tools I have to sell your home quickly, profitably, in a hassle-free manner. I can be reached at, if you want to put in your email, feel free to. It's a great piece. It's got enough white space below where you would sign your name, put your business card in there, tri-fold it, and U.S. Post Office mail it to this potential client. There's going to be 6 of these. And we'll come back and create these. I'll show you how fast and easy it is to do. The mobile application, we're going to change one thing on here. But again, it says, remember, if you're thinking of selling, I'll create a mobile application for your home. It allows potential buyers to see the beauty of your home right from their smartphone. Again, we'll go through that in a second. Again, sign your name, put your business card, trifold, mail it off. E-postcard. Dear potential seller, remember, if you're thinking of selling, I'll spread the good word about the many benefits and features of your home. I'll create this e-postcard that can be sent to other agents by me, and you can send it to your family, friends, and business associates. Remember, give me 30 minutes of time, here's my phone number. Remember, property website, if you're thinking of selling, I'll create this great property website for getting your home great exposure. Can you imagine, twice a month, the drip material, there's 6 pieces. I would do, the first and third week of every month, I'd be sending one of these out to them, just reminding them, putting your name on the top of the deck. You don't know when they're all of a sudden going to say, you know what, we are thinking of selling. We've been receiving Erin's material for the last 2 months. Let's get a hold. She's got a lot of high-tech tools. So, I mean, it's great that you go out there with a door hanger. You might get some immediate people who want to move immediately. But again, sales is a process. Sales is not a one and done. So the process is we need to stay in front of them economically and easily. So let's start putting these drip pieces together. And again, your first drip piece could be, remember our door hanger? We only tore off one part of it. If you want to call your first door hanger, could be the other door hanger. You could either put it out in 2 weeks later, put it back on their door, or you can wait until you're into, say, the 2nd or 3rd month and put it back out there for them. But again, you've got a drip piece. There's no sense in wasting the ink, the opportunity. You can put it out there as being your first drip piece. So now let's go back to your other drip pieces. So let's go up here to the very beginning, and we've got this first drip piece. Obviously, we would take this out. It's a reminder to you, all images come from the seller's email. So let's go get the virtual tour for the seller's email. So let's go over here to Agent Marketing. So over here at Agent Marketing, let's go to her properties of Erin. Remember, we're dealing with Prairie Rose. And so what we want to do is we want to deal with the seller's email. The seller's email, pay attention, is under Tools, and then it's all the way down near the bottom. Second from the bottom says seller's email. Click on it. And at the seller's email, you now have what I call 6 boxes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 drip pieces. We're going to take them apart. The first one we're doing is the virtual tour. So here's the virtual tour. So let's click on virtual tour. And here comes the virtual tour. So what we're going to do is we're going to shrink the screen a little bit. I'm going to hit Control minus. So what I want to do is I want to capture the whole thing. So what I'm going to do is get this from the beginning here. I'm going to use JING. I'm going to capture this image. Upper left is always for JING, upper left. Left click, hold the left click down to lower right. Looks great. Capture it, then copy it. Go back to your Word document of drip material. This is Jim Catula from HomeSmart. We're going to left click and the sizers come out all around his image. Right click and paste in our dear friend Erin. Beautiful. We're not changing any of the language. We're just changing images. That took us 30 seconds to do. Now what we got to do is just put in the HTTP, the URL for this particular virtual tour. So highlight this, go back to Agent Marketing. Up here, when you clicked on the seller's email. It started to play this, and here is in the browser the HTTP for the virtual tour. Copy it, go back over here to your drip pieces, and paste. With that, give yourself a little space, hit the space bar down or hit the return key, give yourself a space, you're done. Obviously, you would put in your phone number down here and you would be done. Sign your name, put your business card, trifold, and mail it off. Again, I'm sure we all get every day in the mail. Somebody in the neighborhood's a realtor. Somebody sends us a postcard. But so many are one and done. I sort my mail over the garbage can. And if I see this realtor is, it's the first time I've ever seen them, I'm just going to toss it in the garbage. But if I see this time and time again, every couple of weeks, you're coming back to me, reminding me of the high-tech tools that you offer, and I'm now starting to think that I might want to sell my home, I'm very interested possibly in keeping one of your drip pieces. Okay, this virtual tour is done. Mobile application. It says a lot of great things, a lot of great images, but the easy thing is, all you got to do is take out this, the text number. That was one of yesterday's drip pieces. Today you're working on Prairie Rose. And again, remember, if you're thinking of selling, I'll create this mobile app. In the year 2020, it's very important that your home is available to buyers in mobile application. More than 50% of consumers are buying goods and services using their smartphones. Well, this mobile app happens to sit on your sign writer. It says, for more information, text this number or this literal to 79564. It gives them the photo gallery, the virtual tour. If you're using Virtuance, it gives you the 3D Virtuance virtual tour. It's going to give you what's nearby in the neighborhood. It's going to give you brochures. It's going to give you a lot, all downloaded into the smartphone. You can leave all this imaging and text information, but let's go back and find out what is the text number. I believe it was 350-5700, but let's just make sure that I'm thinking correct. So let's go back over here to Agent Marketing, and let's get out of her virtual tour. Here's text codes. It says it's 310-5700. And again, if I were to click on it, this is what comes up. So again, I'm going to go back over here. It was 310. So I'm going to go back over here to my drip piece. I'm going to make this 310-5700. I'm done. That took me all 10 seconds to change that. Sign my name. Let's move this back down. Sign my name, put in my business card, trifold, send it off to them. So every 2 weeks, they're being reminded of my high technology tools. Now, another, and again, if you use, I'm not saying you have to, but if you use Spokio, if you use White Pages, they all have services where you can get someone's phone number. You can try then to call them and try to introduce yourself. Say, I've been sending you information about my high-tech tools. I noticed that you've been in your home for 25 plus years, that you have no mortgage. Might you be thinking of possibly selling in the next 12 months? Not selling tomorrow, but in the next 12 months. Let them tell you what their time frame is. It's very, it's not offensive to say, are you thinking of selling in the next 12 months? So again, on the e-postcard, if you're thinking of selling, I'll spread the good word about the many benefits of your home, because we're going to create this e-postcard that can be sent to other agents and to your family, friends, and business associates. So how do we get this e-postcard? So we go back to Agent Marketing. Let's get out of the text capture, the mobile app, and let's go to e-card. That's under the send these emails here. So we click on it. And the nice thing is we can change the color. I don't think that green looks overly cool. So I'm going to take the palette here of green and I'm going to change it to blue because I like that better. It blends better with the sky. And if I want to add additional images, there's this button down here. I can add additional images. And now I'm adding some interior photos, kind of cool. And with that, I want to try and capture this and put it onto the page. So again, I'm going to use Control-. Now I'm going to shrink the screen. Control minus, Control minus, Control minus. Because I want to get Aaron's picture in there. And so with that, I'm going to go ahead and grab JING. I'm going to grab above the HomeSmart logo, upper left, lower right. In fact, what I'll do is I'll redo it. Grab JING. I think what I'll do is I'll crop it a little closer. Upper left, lower right. Let's capture the image. Let's copy the image. Let's go back over here to our Word document. This was yesterday's. Let's click inside it. There's the sizers. Let's right click and let's paste. And what we have to do then is let's make it bigger. And I made it too big. Let's make it a little smaller. Again, you can play around with JING as to how big the image should be. Again, what I'll do is I'm just going to start back up here with the e-postcard and then just paste. And again, little too small, but again, you can make it bigger. And again, we won't waste class time, but again, you'll massage it to where it's the right size, the right proportions. And then down here, once again, may I please have 30 minutes of your time. And then what you're going to be doing is signing your name in the white space, putting your card in there, and sending it off to them. Property website, another drip piece. Remember, if you're thinking of selling out, create this great property website for getting your home great exposure in the internet where you can sell it quickly, profitably, in a hassle-free manner. Check it out. Well, let's first go get the image. So the image we're looking for is the front of the property website. So go back to Agent Marketing and let's go to, we'll reset our images to the right size, to the default. Let's go back to the full property website. And here's the full property website. So again, I'm going to shrink the screen a little bit because I want to get some information below. So let's go Control minus, Control minus. Okay, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab JING. Upper left, lower right. Let's capture it, let's copy it, let's go back over here to our drip pieces in Word. Let's paste. With that, again, if you want to make it bigger, feel free to. May I please have 30 minutes of your time? You can reach me at this phone number. I'd love to show you all the marketing tools I have to sell your home quickly, profitably, in a hassle-free manner. Now, we need is the website. So you can check out this property website, highlight the HTTP, go back to your agent marketing. Up here is the website name of the full property website. Copy it, go back to your Word document, and paste. And now you have 2023 Prairie Rose Lane, besthomearound.com. Perfect. Sign your name, put in your business card, trifold it, mail it off to them. QR codes. Not that I'm a big believer of it, but again, it's a talking point and a touch point. You're touching them, making them feel like you are a high-tech realtor. Remember, if you're thinking of selling, I'll create these QR codes that more tech-savvy buyers can scan and download the complete property website of your home into their smartphone. They are all on your brochures, your sign writers, and we can use them in realtor magazines and newspaper advertising. So let's click, the sizers come out. That was yesterday's QR codes. But for the one that we're creating today, we're gonna go back over here to agent marketing. We're gonna go to the seller's email. Okay, and in the seller's email, there's gonna be something called QR code. So let's click on it. And it's gonna download for us the QR code for this particular property in Prairie Rose. There it is. Let's grab JING, grab the capture hairs. It's the upper left click it, to lower right, release, then capture and copy, and go back over here to your Word document, and then right click and paste, and you got your new QR code for Prairie Rose. May I please have 30 minutes of your time? You can reach me at 312, etc., etc. Last but not least, the good news here is we don't have to change anything. Facebook is Facebook, LinkedIn is LinkedIn, Twitter is Twitter. And so what we're going to do here is we're going to leave that alone. We now have, remember, if you're thinking of selling, we now have 6 drip pieces, all designed to keep you in front of the seller, potential seller. So my goal, my call to action for all of you is I'm going to send you out these templates of your door hanger. You have recorded instructions on how to create it. If you want to be in partnership with us, that we create them for you, and therefore the backside will have our information on it. Feel free to then just print, in essence, hit the print button in Remine twice, and it'll print out a 1-page public record report. You can scan them and send them in, attach them to an email, send them to my attention. My team will create them and give you a call and tell you that they're ready for pickup. It'll be our ink, it'll be our Avery 16 150s. Otherwise, you guys go to Amazon, pick up your 16 150s. After you put the door hanger out there, you've got at least 7 drip follow-up pieces. And I would recommend that you guys keep track, because again, if I did 20 of these in a week, then I went to another, when we looked at Remine, I had probably almost 200 of these that I could be doing. But if I do 20 at a time, I'm going to lose track of who I've delivered, who I've sent drip pieces to. I'll send out this master lead sheet to you all so that you can put in dates of when did you deliver, when did you drip 1, when did you do drip 2, did you call, when did you do drip 3, when did you do drip 4, when did you call. If after 7 drip pieces and calls, you can kind of move on. There's always going to be more houses that are going to be coming on. You can mine. This is mining. Go through and mine, remine. Get in there. Find those people that have high probability of selling, who have high interest rates and have not refinanced. There's a reason, and go get yourself some more business. It's a low-tech strategy, but an effective strategy. You guys have been great. Let me check into the chat box here, and let's just see if we've got any comments or questions before we go. We got a couple of good mornings. Good mornings. I like your background, Glenn. Absolutely, my background reminds me of Siesta Key. Rose and I our home is being built there, and we'll be down. We won't be there full time until the end of the year, but the house gets delivered July 31st. We're saying, hi, Glenn, signed up for this later than expected. Would you please send me the recording? Yes, when I send this out to all of you, the templates and the handouts and the agenda, I will attach the recording so that you guys can go through it. It'll also be on my website at gmarino.valuedlender.com. Great stuff. Thank you, Rob Ross. My friends, I appreciate you being here. You guys have a great day. Remember to contact, if you guys need help implementing, if you guys need help creating, call me. I'm more than happy to give you an hour of my time, put it into my schedule. I work Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays. By all means, please think of my team. My team is Tony Marino, branch manager. We do this so that we can get some business from you guys. We're big on the IDA program. And again, Tony can be reached at 847-804-1059 or t.marino@gofcm.com. Thanks for being here today. Have a great day. Have a prosperous day.